For some reason, when it comes to long run day, I always have this, like, I suppose it is kind of like crippling anxiety for the long run. There's something about me that goes, I can't do this. Oh, that's long. Just, you're gonna have a miserable time. And when I get out here, it's never like that. As long as I've got my fuel, got my hydration, I know the route, all that sort of stuff, you know, it's absolutely fine. But it just comes to, like, each week I just have that feeling. And I don't know whether it's because, you know, because I'd say I've only really been consistent with my running since January 2025, that it almost feels a bit still like imposter, I suppose, because I've not been doing it for that long. That maybe it's just a little bit of that, yeah, you know, you're not capable, when I know that I am. Like, yeah, it's weird and it frustrates me a little bit. Let me know if it's something that you've kind of struggled with or maybe still do. That, yeah, just each time when you know, the day before, you're thinking about the run, you're fueling for it, planning the route, getting your gels ready, all that sort of stuff. Do you feel like nervous, scared by it? I have really underestimated the snow up here at Kimber. It's underfoot quite hard, soft in some places, but it's giving the ankles a test. But thankfully, I have some new shoes which I have been super happy with. These are the Ultra Olympus 6, and I am, as I said, so happy with them. The reason why I've picked them up is I have on my left foot and my pinky, it kind of goes under my other toes, and on long runs I find it can cause a bit of pain, especially with a toe box on like narrow shoes. So these Ultra shoes are a natural spread of your toes, and the difference is crazy, absolutely crazy. It's so comfortable, like, yeah, just straight away I was like, right, for that reason I'm a big fan. However, they are zero drop, which is very different, puts a lot more strain on your Achilles and calves, so that's something I've got to monitor and, you know, play with, I suppose. So I have done some miles in them already, and today is the first time where I'm going to be testing them over quite a long period. So I don't know how long, but I think my GoPro's been recording in my backpack. Not great. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on the Olympuses a little bit more. Although yes, they are zero drop and they give me that natural foot splay, they are like one of the biggest cushion trail shoes that they do for Ultra, which, with me being a bit of a bigger runner, or at least starting from a bigger background, I find sometimes that extra cushion does me good, you know. When you're carrying a bit more weight, I think that little extra sort of protection on the knees, the ankles, everything does really well, especially when I've been suffering a little bit with plantar fasciitis, which I think we'll go into in another video. But yeah, they definitely help with that. But this week so far has been really productive. I've got the runs in that I needed to do, bar one workout, So on the Thursday, we did our 2 minutes on, 1 minute off. Was hitting really good paces, felt good. Friday I was meant to be doing a hill workout, where I was meant to be sending it down some hills. Me and Matt decided probably not the wisest of idea because of all the snow, the ice, all that jazz. Yeah, we just said, just go out for an easy run. Not worth risking falling over, hurting yourself and derailing any training. And what I'm really happy with is I'm getting to a point where before this run, I think we're about 25 miles to the week, and that feels like I've not done anything yet. And I know that just seems so weird for me to say, but yeah, like as the mileage is creeping up, yeah, I'm just getting to a point where 30 miles feels like I've not done anything. And I don't know whether that's a good sign or not, but we're now, last week just gone, first week kind of January, we hit 55 miles, which is our highest ever week. Never hit that before. And this week's looking about the same. And we just kind of seem to be in that sort of spot for our weekly mileage for, fingers crossed, January. It's going to be a big test because essentially we have got quite a few weeks of big weeks, and then we'll be looking at a deload week in February. However, we're still 17, 18 weeks away from the North Downs Way 50, and to be at a point where like 40 to 45 miles is like real comfortable, 30 for the down weeks, and then now, you know, hitting mid 50s for our normal weeks. Yeah, really good. Touch wood, all being well, our second child will be here around late Feb. Well, due date is the 24th of Feb. So once that comes, I imagine I'd probably just take a down week in that first week, obviously, because, yeah, priorities. And then it's about trying to get back on to where we were, you know, give or take. I'm going to be very kind to myself in and around that period and just do what we can, when we can, how we can, and not look to kind of deep that too much, really. Before this GoPro dies on me, I'm making my way out now of the woods where we're doing our trails, and then it's about 3.5 miles back to home, and that anxiety, that fear that I had for the long run, it's just gone. Like, this has felt so fun, so comfortable. Fueling's been great, our homemade gels and our homemade carb drink, again, another video for that. Hitting 90 grams of carbs an hour comfortably, and yeah, just having a ball of a time. A lot more snow, but some great trails, great views. And I just need to remind myself when I have this anxiety that I'm coming out here to things like this, which, yes, this is a lot more snow than, because by my house it's basically all cleared. I wasn't expecting this. I'm just having such a ball of a time. I'm not stressing, I'm not, you know, pushing anything, listening to a podcast, listening to an audiobook, a bit of time to myself, just super good, you know. And there are plenty of times where I feel guilty for coming out and leaving the little one and the missus, but we've not really got anything on today. It's a Saturday, and I was up with him at 6. We did lots of playing. I left the house at 10:15. That's kind of like as he starts to get ready for lunch at like 11:30, and then his nap. So I don't really miss out on too much, but I still have that guilty feel. I don't think that will ever probably go, but it's certainly something to pay attention to.